Right.
Like how, like, if you notice someone hasn't been in the gym for a while, you'll send them a text, be like, hey, you good? Because other gyms will be like, cool, I'm just going to keep collecting your paychecks.
Yeah,
Like,
We actually, we struggle with this. We actually want people to come to the
Yeah.
gym. Like,
we have a different business model than other gyms. You know, it's not just you're just a number. You're just walking through a
Right.
turnstile. We know.
we want you to come to
Yeah.
the gym. Like, we want to work out with you.
This far, and think that we'll make it this far, this far, this far, this far.
Welcome back to Deer Radio, everyone. It's your boy, Deer LeBrankston. Today I'm with Deer Michael, and you might notice we're in a little bit of a different location. We're not virtual this time. We're at the beautiful Gym Blue in Lexington, Kentucky, and with our host for another Storytime segment is Dale and Ashley. How are y'all doing today?
Doing
Great.
great. Doing real good.
Well, thanks for having us.
Yeah. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, we love it.
Yeah.
I mean, Mike's a member here. I worked out that one time. We did a little filming session about a month or two ago. I loved it, and I was like, man, we got to do something here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm glad to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Before we go any farther, Storytime segment is always based off of the word of the week. Today's word of the week is faith, so make sure you guys are thinking about faith. And at the very end, we'll wrap it up with the word faith and what it means to us. But go ahead and tell us a little bit about you guys and how you guys met, where you guys are from, every little detail.
Cool.
Okay. You want to
Do you
start?
want- I mean, so we're both born and raised here in Lexington. I actually met Ashley Thursday Night Live. Yeah,
Nice.
Thursday Night Live.
Nice.
First time well, it wasn't the first time I saw her, it was the second time I saw her. And I had made my mind up earlier that day that I was going to make her my wife. So saw her out at Thursday Night Live, and it kind of just went from there to where we're at today. We've been married for, 7 years?
I'm gonna make sure you say the answer before I tell you if it's right or wrong.
Yeah, 7 years.
Yeah, 7 years.
Yeah, 7 years.
Answer right there.
Yeah. Have a beautiful stepdaughter, Cassie, and a bunch of dogs at the house. We live out on a 40-acre farm, so we got some chickens.
Lots of work.
Lots of work.
Yeah.
I bet.
Lots of yard work, but again, with the gym, we don't have very much time to do all that. But I'm a big bow hunter. I like hunting, so I got turkey and whitetail out there, and that's what I enjoy doing in my free time.
Yeah, that's what I saw before. I mean, we met previously, like I said before, when we worked out here, and then I found out when I was doing a lot of research for this podcast that you were a bow hunter.
Yeah.
And then I came in and saw this. Is this real? Or
It is real.
It is.
But we did not kill it.
Okay. So that was my next question. If you guys killed it.
Yeah, no. I actually went on an elk hunt right before we opened up, September last year. And if I would have gotten one, I definitely would have mounted that elk in here.
Oh yeah, you got to.
Yeah,
You
100%.
would have?
100%.
Not at the house?
Well, no. I'm here more than the house, so I put it in
That's
here.
true.
Yeah.
How long have you been hunting for?
When did I get into hunting? I believe it was 2017. Yeah, my dad got me into hunting. He took me turkey hunting for the first time.
Oh, that's a wild
And
experience.
oh my goodness, we were successful on that first hunt, and I was just immediately hooked after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you only stick with bow, or do you go like
So,
gun season 2?
I only stick with bow when it comes to bigger game, like elk, whitetail.
Yeah.
But I'll take turkey with a bow, but I always like taking that first turkey with a shotgun just because the meat is so good. And with the bow, you have to be so much more accurate, and those turkeys' eyesight is just unbelievable. It's a little bit harder with a bow. So I'll take out my shotgun for the first one, and then if I do get one, I will take my bow out to try to get a second one. Yeah.
Do you hunt at all?
No, I have been a couple times, and typically I'll fall asleep. It's very
some early
peaceful.
mornings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very peaceful. It's
How long,
quiet.
does it take to hunt? Like, what's your
It
time frame?
just all depends. I mean, you're out there, as the sun is coming up,
Okay.
you're waking up with the woods. And with turkey, it's a little bit different because you're having a conversation with them. They're in mating season, so you're talking back and forth with the turkey, and they can come in at any time. With whitetail, it's a little bit slower. There isn't much of that interaction because honestly, I feel like whitetail can just appear out of nowhere.
Okay.
And they do
Yeah.
majority of the times. Like, you don't even hear them or see them, and the next thing you know, they're right there in bow range. So I love them both. They're a lot of fun.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
I used to go hunting a lot when I was in probably high school. I used to go up on Fort Knox with my neighbor. He would take us go hunting. At first, I hated it.
Yeah.
And then because the first couple times I didn't see any deer, I was like, this is boring. I'm
Yeah.
getting up at 4 a.m.
Oh, yeah.
falling asleep up the tree. And then when we went on like our first hunt and actually found a deer,
Yeah.
lined up for the shot. I've never been bow hunting. I've been always used gun.
Okay.
But take that shot and then kind of track the deer down and find it. And
Yeah.
we ended up skinning it ourselves. I was like, yeah, I'm never skinning it again. I love hunting, so
Yeah, it's a
I
great
don't know if
time.
any of our audience loves hunting, but I think it's fun. It's
Oh, yeah.
enjoyable. It's a different
100%.
thrill.
Did you stop doing it?
Yeah, I mean, I moved out to Lexington. I don't own any guns. I just kind of got out of it,
That makes sense.
but would love to go back. It's fun.
That's interesting. Yeah, I definitely never been, so I don't know what it's like at all.
Yeah, I
But
could.
it's
check it out.
We can set you up.
I'm about to take you.
I would love
We
to-
can
I
set
would
you
love
up.
to do
We
that.
can do turkey this spring.
Hey, I'm with it.
Do it out of the
I'm
farm.
always, hearing something new.
Learning
so.
something new. Yeah,
Yeah, there you
100%.
go.
That's it. What so going into like the creation, actually let's go before, like personal transformation, right?
Yeah.
Like what were you doing when you all first met, right? Then you all started to build your relationship. What was kind of like the visions early on of what you all planned to reach in the future? Like what was that look
Well,
like for
when
you
we
all?
got married, I was working retail.
Okay.
He was working a sales job, and I love to cook, so I was cooking almost every meal. And we were just kind of in this hamster wheel of,
We were very comfortable.
yeah, very comfortable.
Yeah.
Eating a lot, drinking a lot, every weekend doing something
Yeah,
social.
Yeah.
And just kind of in that loop of this is just what our life is every day, every night, every weekend. And just kind of got to the point where we were like, okay, we have other goals and other things that we want to achieve. We've got to jump off this wheel, and something has to change, something has to give. But he had found this mental toughness program called 75 Hard years ago. Was that 2019 when you first?
2019 when I first tried it. Yeah.
Yeah, and he failed the first time, or the first couple times.
First time. Tell people what 75 Hard is.
So 75 Hard, like I said, it's a mental toughness program. You complete it within 75 days. You do 5 different tasks in that amount of time every day. So daily tasks. So 2 workouts. 1 has to be outside, 45 minutes each, at least 3 hours apart. Drink a gallon of water a day. You read 10 pages of a personal development book. Follow a diet. And then you take a progress picture every single day. So you do these 5 tasks daily for 75 days.
What's the diet entail? Like, is it depending
You
on
can
if you want to
pick
get
anything.
The diet's
Yeah.
completely up to you, and
Yeah.
that's it. Another thing with the diet also too is no cheat meals, no alcohol with 75
Yeah.
Hard as well. But the diet, you can really pick, anything.
You can form it to your own goals.
The thing about diets do not have to be like a
name.
They don't have to have a name to them.
Yeah.
Like keto or carnivore or Atkins diet, whatever. Like all these fad diets that are out there, your diet doesn't have to be anything like that. It can be whatever is most sustainable for you. What we learned during the process too is honestly the most important macronutrient for you to consume on a day-to-day basis is going to be protein.
Yeah.
It's going to help you burn fat and it's going to help you put on lean muscle. So yeah.
Is that
yeah.
why like that's the basis of what this is now?
Yeah, 1,000%.
Yeah, I
1,000%.
Yeah.
The first time I seen all the pictures on the 75 Hard, like, what is that?
Yeah,
And I started reading the discography of what you all put together. Like,
absolutely.
transformation looks insane.
Yeah,
Have
yeah.
you done 75 Hard?
I would
Dude,
have asked the question.
It's tough, bro. I tried it once, probably a year or 2 ago, and at that time I was working with athletics, so I was like traveling, doing all these stuff, and I was like, this is impossible. Like, I need to wait for more time. And even when I had more time, I was like, this is one of the toughest things
It is very
I had to
tough.
do. It's not easy.
Is it
Like,
tough, like on a scale of just getting through it because you're doing it by yourself, or is it tough on just?
at least for me, like I think it was more of the mental aspect. Like for me, it's like working my job. It was like I don't have time to go make my diet meal or whatever. I'm just gonna go run over to Jimmy John's real quick, grab a sandwich, and then go right back to work.
And that's qualified of like, you can't do that? Or
Correct. The point of it is to be inconvenient.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
have to get yourself in
100%.
an uncomfortable spot to be able to make that progress. So one of the biggest things that I found from the program was figuring out how much time I actually had. So when you focus on those daily tasks, you realize how much time you're wasting on things that
Oh,
mean
yeah.
nothing.
It's honestly
Mindlessly
too-
scrolling, whatever it might be.
Once you actually make it a priority as well, I think that's where you might have struggled at. I don't think you really
Definitely.
made it so much of a priority for yourself.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the times when people see 75 Hard, they're looking at the before and afters. They're looking at, oh my goodness, like this person lost all this weight, they're shredded now, but the program isn't about that. It's all about mental toughness. It's all about discipline,
Yeah.
perseverance, self-esteem, grit. Like when was the last time you've done something difficult in your life?
this podcast.
This podcast, okay?
And it's taught us the same quality aspects of focus, priority,
Yeah,
grit,
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
and accountability.
yeah.
Yeah.
And when have you continued to sharpen that skill of discipline, perseverance, grit, self-esteem?
Every time we have disputes, every time we have failures, every time we're not accountable, every time we miss something,
That's it.
and it makes us more accountable, more
That's it.
aware,
That's
more
it.
better for a team.
Yeah.
100%.
And that's why I was going to translate. Like that makes sense of, I'm sure why this is built now, because
Yep.
you all went through what that looks like mentally, and now you know what it's the same kind of quality.
It's the same
of
exact thing.
business.
It's
Yeah.
the same exact thing.
And I
Well,
guess it's
To go back to the original question,
Yeah.
so the first time that he attempted it in 2019, he failed because I don't think, kind of similar, he didn't have that right
Focus.
mindset
Correct.
and the intention going into it. So then he did it in 2021, completed the program, and then right after he did that, I also did it. So at that point, we were both like, we felt so good about ourselves and got all those qualities that you get out of it, and what you really find is your true potential.
Yeah.
And when you figure that out, you're like, okay, what else can I do?
Yeah.
It's
So
like a
for
light
us, it
bulb.
was,
like a scary place to be once
Oh.
you figure it out. Like, damn, I've been leaving a lot on the table.
leaving it on the table, yeah.
I have a lot more inside of me that I can give. And it's just like, it's a gut check. It's a reality check. And yeah, it was just, it's nuts.
Yeah,
it's
so
crazy.
we knew that other people needed to feel what we were feeling on that day 75. So we were like, okay, how do we do that? Do we just do we post about this? Do we like blow up on Instagram? Like what's the path to do this? And we were like, well, no, let's just build our own community and our own gym and spread this message and help other people do what we did.
Just help other people.
So those were the
become best versions
foundations of
themselves.
Gym Blue right there.
Yeah, 1000%.
Yeah.
No,
It was actually her idea.
was it?
Yeah. I got home from work one day. Yeah, I got home from work and she was like, Dale, I think we're gonna open up a gym.
Huh.
And I was a sales manager for 11 years with the company that I was with, making good money, very comfortable, 401k, like honestly had it made. But like ever since like when I started that job, like I always thought it was gonna be a stepping stone to something else, but I didn't know what that thing was gonna be.
Right.
And you hear it on social media all the time. It's like, pursue your passions, what you're passionate about. And it's good and bad to pursue your passions, because once you do pursue your passions, like, and you turn it into a job, like you lose that passion pretty quickly.
Yep.
But when you have something that's a little bit bigger than yourself, like helping other people become the best version of themselves through physical fitness,
Yep.
that's where you can really turn it into something when you do it for someone else and not so much for yourself. So as soon as she was like, yeah, let's open up a gym, like I was all in. I was like, all right, let's do it. Let's figure it out. Let's write up a business plan. Like, how are we going to do this? How is this going to happen? And a lot of doors opened up for us. God blessed us along the way to be able to open up the gym debt free at the beginning of
huge.
last year. So yeah.
Going back to 75R, when you did it after you seen Dale do it, like, how was the process for you going through it? Because I'm sure it's drastically different than how he did it, even though you kind of have a visual representation
Yeah.
of what it looks like.
We talked about this the other day.
Yeah, it's definitely difficult when you're doing it on your own. It's easier when you have either your spouse doing it with you or an accountability partner or a bigger group of people. Doing it by myself, it was definitely challenging, but I knew I wanted the qualities that I'd heard people say, oh yeah, you're gonna get self-confidence, you're gonna get grit, discipline, all those things. I knew that I wanted that. So it was just taking it one day at a time. And of course he was, supportive.
Right.
And it was just one foot in front of the other. And before I knew it, it was 75 days.
Is that when you completed this, when you realized like you want to have the gym, or was it a multitude of things that made that happen after you was like, should we do the social media thing? Should we do this? Was that after 75 or before?
I knew on day 75 that I wanted to help other people do it.
Okay.
It was probably a couple days or maybe within that first week of me completing it that I said to him, I think we should open a gym. But I remember it was my final outdoor workout on that day 75, and I called him, and I felt so good about myself because I had completed this, and definitely completely, it rewires you mentally. And I called him and I was in tears because like I said, I felt so good about myself, but it was almost sad because I know that majority of people are never going to have that feeling. So that's when I was like, okay, I have to help other people do this.
All it takes is you seeing someone else do something. As soon as you see something, because what one person can do, you can do.
Yeah.
And as soon as like with your goal, that's why it's so
When
important.
you can see someone do it, you can touch someone that's done it.
Yeah, 1,000%. Have that conversation, whatever it may be. That's all it takes.
So going to the 75 hard, having a realization like you want to change other people's lives as well because you've been through it, and then wanting to build your own gym. Like, take us through like what the infrastructure looks like to even find the land, find the actual.
Oh man,
That
was the fun part.
That was 2 years in the making right there, trying to find a spot to put a gym.
Well, we were also saving money, like you said. We opened debt free, so it took us a good 2 years to save and plan, and then also to find the right space. That took us the longest.
Yeah.
We looked at a couple different spots and it just didn't feel right. As soon as we walked in this place that we're sitting in right now, we were like, yes, sign me up.
Yeah.
It felt right. The ceiling height, these exposed wood beams, I was all in. When we first came in here, it was they were storing like tools and machinery and stuff in here, so it was just a big empty box with just a bunch of
stuff.
machines.
You couldn't even walk like all the way to where we're standing at right now.
Really?
But immediately I could envision this.
Yeah.
And that was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So when I could envision what I wanted in that type of environment, I was like, okay, this is going to be it.
Yeah.
So it took you 2 years to find this location?
2 years to find it, 2 years to save, 2 years to. It's funny. We sometimes go back and like look at our original business plan. It's hilarious. What we were thinking.
We were thinking really small.
Yeah, we were thinking.
What we
way
wanted
too
was
small.
about half of this size.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Which, as you can tell, it wouldn't have got us very far.
Yeah. No. This right here is 6,200 square feet, and we were like, we can do 3,000 square feet. We can get away with that. No, that's probably not the case at all. So.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a great atmosphere. Like when I first walked in, because I moved from Atlanta and I was heavily like in LA Fitness because they didn't they had personal gyms here and there, but they're more like a who's who knew. Like you kind of had to rub the right shoulders to be able to get to these qualified gyms, which it's Atlanta's a little bigger, so they kind of got like private little clubs and stuff.
Yeah.
But I knew like fitness was important at that time for me, which still is. So it's like coming back up here, what gym should I go to? I know there was like there's Proof Fitness right up there.
Yeah.
There's Proof. There was some other LA Fitnesses or Explorers now. That's up here. And then another gym closer to where I forgot what it's called. And then I came in here. I toured everywhere else first, and then came here. I'm like, no, I got to be here. And this was how, even speaking to you all, you all figured out what your actual representation of what you went through. And it's like it feels like you just put it all in here.
Yeah.
It's like, they got a system where. No, I would like you all to follow this discipline procedure so that it's not really for us, but it's really for you to see that it's important to do that. So when you walk out of here, now you get good for your own life.
Yes.
And I think that's a great quality to have in gyms, obviously just life in general.
Yeah.
But it's just, and then when I'm here, I feel like I might be down at some point in my life or something might happen at work, and I come here and I'm like, I feel re-energized still without talking to anybody. It's a gym set up to where like, I really just want to get a pump on right now. And it really inspires me at least to be able to do that, and it's been an awesome setup. So, I mean, kudos to you all to be able to build this and have the vision for that. So, I'm just like proud, to be able to have this opportunity to be a part of the gym. I've talked to the owners, the people that actually founded it and are still growing it, and this has been a great opportunity for me just to get better too. So, I appreciate that.
We really
thank
appreciate
you.
it, Michael. Seriously, like that means the world to us because
that's all we wanted.
That's
really,
the whole
that's all we
reason why
wanted.
we did this.
Love.
Yeah. That so we got called crazy. You're referring to the Gym Blue Standard.
Okay.
We got called crazy early on because we were like, all right, we're gonna have our members put their plates back, with the logos facing straight up and down, weights going back, no cable attachments, pinned back in the 10 spot. Just the Gym Blue Standard. They're like, that's never gonna work. Like people aren't gonna do that. I said, okay, watch us. And every person that has walked into this space and gotten a membership with us or even just like day passes, they respect that standard because they understand that it's not just about putting the weights back the right way. It's adding up in other aspects of your life outside of the gym. How you do one thing is how you do everything. Those small disciplines inside of the gym add up tremendously, even more outside of the gym. That's where you're making the biggest impact at. So. It was funny hearing,
Yeah, we got a lot of
telling us
internet pushback.
Yeah. Oh yeah, a lot of internet, I mean, even personal pushback from friends right now. It's not going to work. I'm like, all right, well, we'll see.
Well, because when we were working out here, I didn't even see the sign or wherever you have all those rules at. And then probably halfway through my workout, I saw it. I was like, oh shoot, did I put the plate back the right way?
Yeah.
Did I put the pin back? And I went back and bounced around all the machines and everywhere I went, make sure everything was good. I was like, all right, good. I was like, they don't have any cameras making sure or anything, right? But speaking of like internet pushback, and this is fairly recent. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but House of Highlights posted one of your videos of one of those squat racks over there.
Yeah.
Did you guys notice like a social media influence, like a lot of followers come back from that video, or?
Yeah, we got quite a few followers. We did get a few memberships out of it.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, which is
so that
pretty
worked out.
yeah.
But we were not expecting that at all.
It was actually another member, because at first we just had it on Instagram, and then we had another member. She was like, "Put it on TikTok, it'll blow up."
Yeah.
And I put it on TikTok, and it blew up.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And then everybody started like reaching out. I was like, "Hey, can we repost this? Can we repost?" And we're like, "Yeah, go."
Yeah, because I saw
right
it
ahead.
and I was like, "That turf looks very familiar."
Very
And I looked
familiar,
at it and I sent it to him. I was like, "Is that Jim Blue?" He's like, "Yeah, it is." I was like, "Oh, of course it is." But no, that's cool. Kind of diving back into the creation of the gym. Like, I grew up watching. Well, we kind of grew up in like the beginning of the YouTube era, and like all I used to watch growing up in high school is a guy named Bradley Martin.
Yep.
Built his own gym, like big fitness guy, like inspired me to start getting to work out. And at one point in time, I wanted to make a gym like that, but I was like, nah, it's not for me. Is there any advice for people looking to go into that pathway of opening up their own gym or getting into this kind of business? Like anything that you wish that you guys would have known before going into this whole process?
I don't know if there's anything that I wish I would have known, because honestly, what holds majority of people back is that they're not even willing to take that first step.
Yeah.
They're not even willing to take that jump
Or
into
you think
it.
that you have to have
Every
you have to
single
figure
answer?
everything out before you start.
And that's not the
We
case
are
at all.
still learning stuff to
1,000%.
this day. It was just just going and doing it.
The scariest day I had was leaving my job, leaving that comfortable life of 11 years, leaving that behind, walking into my boss's office on my final day there and be like, "Hey, today's my last day here. I'm gonna go open up a gym." But as soon as those words came out of my mouth, it was like the weight of the world was lifted off my shoulders. So it's like you have to take that leap of faith. You have to have just that trust in God that everything is going to work out, that you've done everything, you've taken care of yourself mentally and physically and spiritually for you to take this next step in life. Like Ashley was saying, most people, they'll just research, they'll just keep on researching to find like the perfect plan. There is no such thing.
Yeah.
You got to jump, you got to dive right into it. Now there's a lot of free game out there on social media, on YouTube, podcasts, everything. And that's how we've learned majority of this is through free things online, other business owners, other gym owners, and just looking at seeing what they're doing and be like, "Hey, could we implement this here at Gym Blue?" But you got to take that first step because you never know unless you take that first step.
Yeah, I think that's probably what you guys said is hit it right on the head. Is just I think a lot of people are scared to take that first step because again they think they have to have this perfectly thought out plan, master plan, but it's more of just like I tell us every single day, it's just like we just need to take that first step forward. If it fails, cool, we learn from it, bounce back. If step 2 fails, cool, we'll learn from it again, and hopefully step 3, success, but we're never going to learn unless we take those risks or those sacrifices.
100%.
Yeah, I think anybody that would want to open a gym, or I guess any business in general, I think as long as you're keeping your mission forefront of your mind and the person that you're trying to help.
Yep.
If you can keep those things just as the cornerstone of what you're building, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who are you trying to help? How are you going to help them? And it just grows from there.
Do you feel like since you guys have opened Gym Blue, like you've not necessarily reached out, but like helped a lot of people achieve whatever goals they're achieving in life, whether it's fitness, life, mentally? Like, do you have a lot of like client feedback from that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's the best part.
Yeah.
That's just the cherry on top. When we can see someone physically change is awesome, but when we're changing them emotionally, mentally, spiritually, it is
And when
it's hard to put into words what that does for you.
Yeah.
And that's what keeps us motivated to keep doing it.
There's almost like a greater impact. Like, yeah, sure, your physical fitness is great, but just seeing you get better as an overall person, I think that just makes such a more huge impact. And just for me working out in athletics, like trying to get someone back from an injury or just seeing and helping athletes grow as people, I think that's what you said is just more of a better impact on me, and just like, wow, I really helped contribute to this person, help their lifestyle, help their just overall general
Yes, it's very
mindset.
fulfilling.
as though that ripple effect goes so far.
Yeah.
Because it starts with just that one person, and then you don't know who they're influencing on the outside of here and what their even circle looks like. So as long as we can continue to help people become the best version of themselves inside of here, we know that's going to radiate to outside here in Lexington, and even outside of Lexington as well, potentially changing the world. So it just takes one person.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
Because I post a lot of, or I repost a lot of inspirational quotes on my Instagram, and a lot of people are like, why are you reposting this? And at first I was like, you know what, like maybe it's not like reaching out to people, until I got like 5 to 10 people that are like, thank you, like I really needed this today. Like, this
you
really
never know who
benefited
you can
it.
help.
And I was like, this is the exact reason like I repost stuff for this, because you never know what anyone's going through.
1000%.
Right.
Any little single Instagram post, tweet, whatever it may be, could easily help someone's day out and make them just feel better and get them motivated for the right start.
Yep.
You never know who's watching either. And the thing is, everybody's watching in the same sense. That's true. You know, so, you could have that one person that, they've never slid into your DMs, or they've never had a conversation with you, and then all of a sudden one day they just hit you up and they're just like, dude, thank you so much for doing what you do and posting the content that you post, because it's helped me out tremendously. You had no idea on the back end. You're just sharing what you do on a day-to-day basis. Yeah. Or just sharing, a meme or a quote or something like that, and how much of an impact that can make on somebody. It's pretty wild.
As that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And moving into like obviously the fitness, and then obviously building this out, and then continuing the journey of just like getting to where the physical peak you want to be. And I guess that just, as you get older, as things change and stuff like that. But can you walk us through how, like, the athlete of First Form came about, and like how that challenge came about? How did it come across your feed? Like how did that? Because I mean, we see it, and it's. I was always on the I think it's the whey protein and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You see in GNC.
Yeah.
And I came here. I'd never seen First Form before. And then, I can't remember who told me to try it, but I tried it, and like it tastes amazing. It tastes way, in my opinion, way better than the whey.
Yeah.
So like, how did that evolution come about, and then what made you like strive for that, and then ultimately
Another layer to the onion.
Yeah, ultimately becoming an athlete.
So we'll go back to 2015. So 2015, I was on SoundCloud, and I came across this guy named Andy Frisella.
Okay.
And it took me a little bit to figure out like who this dude was, but his podcast was all about, personal development, entrepreneurship, being the CEO of you, and just really loved his message, loved the delivery. He was just real and raw. It took me a couple episodes to like figure out like who this guy was, and come to find out he is the CEO of First Form. And so I've been listening to this guy ever since 2015. And when did I do 2021?
2021. Mm-hmm.
So you go from 2015 to 2021, right? I was just listening to what he had to say.
He also created the 75 Hard
He also
program.
created 75 Hard as well.
Yeah.
He's a creator of 75 Hard. I was just listening to things that he was saying. I never took action on anything. Business-wise, even like personal development-wise either. But I just loved the delivery. I just loved the message.
He'll make you want to just run through a wall.
But I think it took all of those years of listening to him, and for me to maybe even like work up that confidence to work on myself, for me to take that first step. And that's a long period. I mean, even if we go to 2019, because 2019 is when the program came out, 75 Hard, and I, attempted it in 2019, but that's still a long period of time to even take that first step. That's why I was saying like, you got to take that first step. Like that's the most important part. You can't wait years like myself. I don't want you to make the same mistake that I made. As soon as you have that thought, let's figure out a game plan. Let's start taking action immediately.
Yeah.
But 2019, tried the program. 2021, of course, one of the things with 75 Hard is to stick to a diet. 75 Hard is a completely free program. You can get it. You can find it online. You can go to andyfrisella.com. It's on there. But it's a free program, completely free. And I was like, well, if this dude's giving out this program for free, I got to support him somehow. Right. So I was like, I knew he was the CEO of First Form. So I was like, let me see if they have an app that I can use for my diet. Because in the past, I've used like MyFitnessPal, like other fitness apps. I was like, this dude's giving me this program for free. Let me see if I can support him. And I think I was like on day 2 of 75 Hard. And I hopped into the App Store, found that First Form had an app, a macro tracking app. And I was like, all right, this is perfect. I'm gonna get this app, download the app, and then it was, they just had released their New Year Transformation Challenge. And that's basically, it's an 8-week challenge that First Form puts on a couple times a year.
A true fitness challenge.
True fitness challenge.
Based on before picture versus after picture.
Yeah, not how much
75
weight you
Hard
lost or
is,
anything like that. So,
and also 75 Hard is not a challenge.
75 Hard is not a challenge.
Right.
It's a mental toughness program. But I was like, at that time in 2021, I was like, I don't even know if I can make it through all 75 days. So let me at least like hop into this. This thing is 8 weeks long. Maybe this will help like kind of hold me accountable a little bit, because you get a coach in the app that you can reach out to any time of day to teach you everything about personal development, fitness, nutrition, all that sort of good stuff. So I submitted my pictures, and I was just using the app to keep track of my food. They have some workout programs in there, so following along with that. And then we get to the end of the 8-week challenge, submit my final picture. I'm still on 75 Hard, so I still have probably like another 2 weeks left on 75 Hard. And I'm just laser focused on completing 75 Hard at that point. Once you're 50, 60 days in, you're in.
Physically, at that point, 56 days, what was different physically?
So my wedding ring was falling off at night.
Oh, wow.
My clothes were really, really baggy on me. But again, I don't think it didn't
You
hit
weren't
me.
thinking,
I wasn't thinking about,
I
I lost a lot of weight.
Yeah.
I didn't do 75 Hard to lose weight. I did 75 Hard because I wanted discipline. Mm-hmm. I wanted some self-confidence and self-esteem. I wanted grit, perseverance. I wanted to actually accomplish something in life. And that weight loss was just a byproduct as far as how to a T I did 75 Hard. Mm-hmm. That's it. Simply that's it. But yeah, my clothes were falling off of me. My wedding ring's falling off. And
your coach in the app was like, you have a good shot at winning this 8-week challenge.
Really?
And I was like, are you serious?
And he was like, what?
Are you serious?
Really?
I was like, I don't think
Did I change that much?
Did I change that much? Yeah, I was like, I've lost some weight, but I don't think it's anything great.
And how much did you
hundreds
lose?
of thousands of people enter this thing every single year, especially the new year.
Right.
Everyone's motivated at the beginning of the year. Oh, it's my year.
Yeah.
So you're going up against hundreds of thousands of other people. And when he said that I have a good chance of winning, I was like, damn. Okay. All right. Cool. But during that challenge itself, I lost a little bit over 35 pounds during that 8 weeks. And then by the end of 75 Hard, I think I lost a little bit over 40 pounds.
Yeah, you're close to 40 already too.
But with that 8-week transformation challenge, I got runner-up. I won $10,000 from First Form. It was the first time in company history that there was actually a 3-way tie for first place.
Really?
So first place paid out $50,000, second place paid out $10,000. And so this girl named Mary, who had a phenomenal transformation, she won first place, and then myself and Buck, we both won $10,000. It was the first time ever in company history that they had to have two runner-ups, because they couldn't make a choice on who was gonna win the thing.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
But after that, they fly you out there to First Form and show you around, show you the gym, the company itself, get to meet everybody. And that was the first time I got to meet Andy as well when I went out there. I've been listening to him for so long, and finally got the opportunity to meet him, and I never thought I was going to have that opportunity. And while I was out there, they had told me that there hasn't been a transformation challenge runner-up or winner that has gone on to become an athlete for them. And I was just like, say less. Like that's my next goal right there. So in 2022, I was named athlete with First Form.
Congratulations on that.
Nice.
So I guess that's what's the quote they always say, when you're trying to accomplish something, is rather focus on the goal that you set, focus on the journey. That's
The journey.
The journey's where it's all at.
That's insane.
It's how much you can learn during that journey too. It's wild.
Yeah.
Learn so much. Learn so much.
Is that where the energy drinks are from, or where are these from?
Yes,
Yeah,
it's your
that's
first form.
First Form.
Right into that.
Yeah.
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 My
That's
girl
it.
knows me well enough that I'm an energy drink fiend.
That orange sunrise that's a good one.
Is it good?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
real good. Real good. Yeah. Yeah.
That is interesting.
Wow, that is good. I'm not a huge orange person,
Okay.
but that's good.
You're not just plugging it, right?
Huh? No, actually, I like this. This is good. This is good.
Just as good as the protein
No,
powder.
yeah,
Protein powder
First Form
is
is-
even better.
Protein it's really smooth. Like not
Yeah.
expect. I think what got me was someone was like, yeah, you can just put it in the water.
Just
shake
water,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
No milk.
You don't need like the
Yeah.
little
Just
shaker
water.
thing. I said, what?
Yeah.
So let me try this. See if
Yeah.
it's real. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, it's just dissolved. It's like it's
Yeah.
it's good.
It's good. You can throw it in smoothies, throw it in everything.
It's interesting. It's good. So from there, what happens after that, right? You become an athlete. You're feeling, I'm sure, at an all-time high. You just talk to the CEO. Like, what goes on to like the growth of Gym Blue at this point? Like, where you at?
I didn't know how much God was working in my life at the time, and how many doors He was opening up, and how He was drawing me closer to Him. Before 75 Hard, like Ashley was saying, we were living a comfortable lifestyle, drinking quite a bit. I wouldn't call myself an alcoholic, but I was just very consistent at drinking. And by consistent, it was a Monday through Sunday kind of thing. And, getting randomly, blackout drunk on a Tuesday, Wednesday, going into work the next day and just rolling with it. I was deep into that lifestyle. And during that process of 75 Hard, 2021, I think it was June 2021, just made a decision to never drink alcohol again. So since that day, I've not, had a sip of alcohol. I haven't had the urge to do that. But again, I think like I was saying, like God was working on me through that whole entire process, and I didn't know what it was going to lead to back then. But doors just kept on opening up, connections kept on being made, and I feel like this is what He had for us, from the beginning. And it took going through all of that, all those years of drinking, of not being the best version of me, of, just being all about me and not being about other people, to get us to where we're at today, and just blessed to be in this position now with Gym Blue, and just really excited about the future impact that Gym Blue is going to have here in Lexington.
I think it's crazy how much you learn as a person once you start changing your own personal mindset too.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of rather being about me, let's focus on others.
Yeah.
I think most importantly, just being positive as most of you can. I know in today's world, like a lot of people are like, well, I don't want to do this, or I hope I can do this. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you got to be more positive. You got to have a better mindset for that, or else you're never going to change that fact and learn
No.
so much of a better person that you can be.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
I was kind of the similar way. Like last spring, I was kind of in like a rough spot. Like just going downtown with my friends, drinking almost every single weekend, and I was like, it got probably until like midway through summer, I'm like, why am I doing this? Like,
Yep.
it's destroying my body. Like, it's not really helping my physical goals that I want to achieve.
Yeah.
And really, like, kind of cut it out to where, like, now I'll just have a drink every now and then. Like, if I'm catching out with a friend, or very
Yeah.
rarely do I ever drink now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's just crazy how much you cut that out, and you just notice so much of a difference.
Yeah.
I mean, once you go so long without it, you start to, like, I feel like so much better.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Like I don't even remember what it's like to have
Yeah.
a hangover. Like it's like every day is just a fresh start, new opportunity.
Yeah.
And again, like I don't want to lose that feeling. Like I don't want anything. I've stepped out of the way of the old version of Dale. I'm letting the new version just take over. That's it. Like I can't hold myself back. And that's what I was doing previously, just hold myself back.
Yeah.
So
Because it's crazy, like what you said is like you feel so much better once you kind of cut out that alcohol. And like for me, like once I started cutting that out and started cutting out a lot of that fast food and
Oh, yeah.
actually like preparing my own food, meal prepping, it's just like even after a few days, I'm like, my body feels better, my stomach feels better, like just my whole mindset
crazy
feels
what
so
real
much better.
people do.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. I'm like, why do I do this?
Yeah.
No, you're right about that. I know I'm not a heavy drinker. I've never really been a heavy drinker.
Yeah.
But I know in college one time, I went through an experience, I think, at a friend's like kickback to where we just started mixing all different drinks. And I didn't know, like, you're not supposed to mix different drinks.
Yeah.
And I get blacked out for the first time in my life. And I'm, what, 22-ish?
Yeah.
No, 20, yeah, like 21. And I woke up like, yeah, I told my brother, like, I'm never drinking again. He's like,
Yeah, it hurts.
He called me, he was like, huh? He said, you just now entering the party. I was like, what do you mean? You supposed to always do it? He said, I'm just playing with you. But nah, it's an interesting feeling to have. And from there, I was like, yeah, I'm never drinking like that again.
Yeah.
I mean, I like him, I occasionally drink, but that's only if I'm hosting somebody.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we were out at New Year's, and that was probably like
Bro, I don't
the
even-
first drink
yeah.
I've had in a while.
Well, for me, it hurts.
Yeah.
Like, even like drinking soda. Like I can't drink soda because it burns too much to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
But other people can. They've processed it so many times to where it kind of goes down like water for
Yeah.
them. But it's like the same effect. I'm like, yeah, and I love water. It's like my favorite thing. So
Oh, yeah.
when you drink that so much, and you try to drink something that kind of bubbles up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I can't.
Yeah.
Something completely different. Right.
Oh,
right.
It's tough
It's
for
different.
me.
It'll take you back.
Man.
Yeah.
Take you back.
That is interesting though. So, wanted to like the balance in like fitness and life. Like when you all got to this point, you say like your friends or people that was like, nah, it's not gonna work or this not gonna work. How do you make a conscious effort in your mind? Like, how much are we trying to inspire versus like motivate, and like what's the parallels to that for you? And like meaning, if I want to tell somebody, hey, they say, Dale, like I want to be physically fit. Like I want to try to be like you, and you're like, okay, well, these are the steps to follow. What you're doing right now is not working to get to the result. That's you motivating them instead of like, and that could be on a random street. Opposed to them coming into the gym and saying the same thing. And you're like, well, let's walk around the gym and let me kind of tell you like why you should do X, Y, and Z. And now they're looking at things and feeling the atmosphere, talking to different people and talking to you at the same time. Where when they leave, they feel like inspired. Like, okay, I've seen it, I've felt it, I've talked to them. Now I want to do this. Like, have you got to a point where you're like, okay, I can't just keep motivating people because I can tell them what to do all the time, but if they're not going to change like their mental at the home, there's nothing. I'm not going home with them.
Yeah.
So like, how do you all find that type of balance? Because I know I'm not going to say it's a real pain point for you all, but I know sometimes it's like CEOs and owners, personally, that may like challenge you in the beginning as you continue to grow. Then you kind of feel out what makes sense and what doesn't. So how do you kind of stay even keel with that?
I think motivation will only get you so far.
Yeah.
And there's only so much that we can do for people. They have to be the ones to step foot in the door on a consistent basis to see any sort of result.
Right.
All we can do is just lead by example, create the environment for them.
Yeah.
And, I mean, we do other things too, like, we'll follow up with people. We can send them a text message. If they're having a problem coming into the gym, we will reach out to them on a daily basis if necessary to remind them to come in. But again, there's only so much that we can do.
Yeah.
You can build a motivating type of atmosphere in a gym. I mean, you can say things that are motivating. You can post motivational quotes. But at the end of the day, it's the discipline that is going to get you results that you want.
Yeah.
So with things like 75 Hard or any of these challenges or any type of workout program, you have to be consistent. You have to be disciplined. We are not motivated every day to come in here.
Motivation died years ago.
Not only
That's
to
gone.
work out, but just to work. Like we have to. Again, this is something that you learn from 75 Hard. You learn that discipline. You learn that conditions are not always going to be great. There's always going to be some sort of obstacle. And if you truly want to get anywhere, you have to overcome that. You have to push through it.
Yep.
You got to keep going.
Yep.
So yeah, it's the consistency and just learning that discipline. And motivation only gets you so far.
Yeah.
That's literally what me and Mike Hill talk about every single day. I'll go over to his house. We'll talk about podcast stuff, and we talk about like motivating people and like. I'm like, I don't really like using the word motivated because like what you said is like motivation dies off eventually. It's like you can feel good and motivated for a second, but it's either you're going to take that step or you're just going to be like, nah, I'm good. I'll wait till I get motivated again and feel good, but then it dies off again.
Yeah. Yeah.
1,000%. That's why it's just Yeah, that motivation. So I posted this earlier in school. Your competition isn't someone else. Your competition is the attitudes, habits, discipline, and choices you make on a daily basis.
Yep.
Like that's it. There's no more motivation. That, like I said, that motivation died for us years ago.
Yeah.
It's just relying on discipline down at this point.
Yeah, you got to make that mental switch.
Yeah, that's it.
You know, make those choices
Would you say
for
that's like
yourself.
the toughest thing for people is just
1,000%.
making that mental switch?
Oh, 100%.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Yes, because you can come in here and tour the gym, love it, but if you don't come back, if you don't put the work in, then I can't come drag you out of bed and make you work out. You know,
But
make you
I
eat
do
right.
like how, like, if you notice someone hasn't been in the gym for a while, you'll send them a text, be like, hey, you good? Because other gyms would be like, cool, I'm just gonna keep collecting your paychecks.
Yeah,
Like,
We actually we struggle with this. We actually want people to come to the gym. Like,
we have a different business model than other gyms. You know, it's not just you're just a number. You're just walking through a turnstile. We know.
we want you to come to the gym. Like, we want to work out with you.
Yeah.
Like, we're in here working out.
that
The
was
staff's working out.
going
like,
back to the very beginning. That was the whole reason we built the gym. We wanted to help people.
Yeah.
And if you're not coming in here, we can't help you.
We can't help you.
Yeah.
Right. So our staff understands that. We understand that, and it's just getting other people to understand that.
It is frustrating because, especially going through 75 hard, when we realized that we were wasting our potential.
Yeah.
We know there's so many people that are also doing it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why we're on what, day 13?
Yeah.
Today's day 13, 75 hard, and we have I think like another 80 people
We've got a
signed
good
up
80
with us.
80 people
They're
doing
doing it
this.
right now
Yeah.
with us as well. So just here from the gym. So
Nice.
pretty cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So when you say day 13, can like anyone sign up at any given time?
Yeah,
or
you can. Your day one can be right now.
Awesome.
If you're
That's cool.
watching and listening, your day one can be absolutely right now.
Yeah.
And there's no better time to start than right now either.
Yeah.
Because honestly, we're gonna wait. It's cold outside. It's snowing. It's rain.
Yep.
So our first day on 75 hard this year, the snowstorm just
Monday
came through
after
here.
the snowstorm.
Yeah.
Monday after the snowstorm. So you have snow and ice on the ground. Everything's covered. It's below zero outside. All right, I got to wake up and go do a 45-minute outdoor workout.
Yeah.
Who wants to do that?
Who wants to do that?
Yeah.
Most people are going to wait. I'm like, let's wait until the summer. And then summer gets here. Like, well, let's wait until a little bit fall because it's
But
too hot outside.
there's a bigger lesson there. If you wait for conditions to be perfect,
You're never
Yeah.
going to start.
will never come.
That's
You're
what
never gonna start.
I love listening to David Goggins. He said the same thing. He's like, a lot of people don't want to go for a run, but it's cold outside.
Yeah.
They'll go back inside. No, go back inside, get your jacket, and then go back outside and go on your run. Whereas like what you said with the snow and ice and everything, I really wanted to go to the gym, and I was like, I can't drive, but I live over near like Tate's Creek, so I was like, you know what? I'll just walk to Kroger.
Yeah.
So I walked like 2 miles there, 2 miles back, and I was like, man, I felt great. Like it wasn't a great
100%.
resistance exercise, but I still got my cardio up. I still walked. Like it's still exercise.
You got some movement in.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I feel great.
Yeah.
Was that
Absolutely.
on the back end of the snow? Or what?
No, that was like day 2.
Day 2?
Yeah, I was like, I gotta get out of this house.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
When I came in Gym Blue, maybe like in the middle of it.
Really?
But I was super sick. Like right before the snow happened,
Yeah.
I got really sick. And then like that whole other week, I'm like, man, I don't know what's going on with my body. And then everything's like shut down, so you can't go to the store to get stuff. I was going through it, but then I got over it, and I was like, I gotta get back in the gym because it's been like 4 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, so
Yeah.
it's been an interesting thing. But you're right, like everything can't be on quote unquote your dream expectations.
Can't be
of, like,
perfect.
Yeah, it can't be picture perfect of what that is. You actually create picture perfect.
Yeah.
Through just
1,000%.
trial and
exactly.
error. And I
Yeah.
think that's what we try to kind of demand from ourselves as a team 1st, and then hopefully that translates into real people that we meet and talk to.
Yeah.
We try to attract the like-minded individuals that really want to take the next step.
1,000%. Yeah.
Yeah.
To go from there. So,
Because like, if it's raining outside, a lot of people are like, nah, I'm not going for a run. Me, I love running in the rain because one, it's almost sort of that discipline of like, no, I told myself I was going to go out there and run. I'm
Exactly.
going to run. As long as there's no lightning in the area, I'm good.
Yeah.
Rain
And
won't hurt me.
then you take a look around and see how many other people are out there with you. There's
Oh, yeah.
nobody.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And it's like, look at all these soft people out here.
Yeah.
how often do you run in the rain?
I used to run a lot in the rain.
I tell you
Like when I used to live closer towards the Arboretum,
Yeah.
like I would just drive over to the Arboretum, run around there. But now I'm trying to figure out some good places near where I live to go run in the rain without.
So you wait till the rain happens? Like,
I'm not camping outside.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Like,
It's like if I'm like, tomorrow I'm gonna go for a 1 mile run.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's raining, I'm like, all right, cool, well, this is fun, but I'm not checking my weather out. And making sure, all right, it's gonna rain Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I gotta knock out my run today.
No, I think I ran in the rain a couple times.
Yeah.
When you're motivated to do it, it's fine. Like when you're not motivated to do it, it seems like
It's a
whole
test.
complete thing. And I think I came back again like sick, like trying to run in the rain and stuff like that.
Well, you know what got me in it?
What?
Was in high school, we
Yeah,
had
yeah,
PE class,
yeah,
and it was like Mile Wednesday. So it was raining outside, and we were supposed to run outside because we had a back parking lot, and if you ran in, I think it was like 4 laps around the parking lot. It was like a mile.
Okay.
And we had a class vote. We could either run outside or you can run like 30 laps around the court. And of course, a lot of
I'll
the
do the
athletes,
mile
like,
outside. 30 laps around the court?
yeah, like inside
Inside
our gym.
You gotta do
Okay.
that.
You do like 4, it wasn't exactly 30, but
Yeah.
something that measured up the
Yeah.
mile.
Okay.
And all the athletes were like, nah, let's just hurry up and get it done in 4 laps. And so like, I wasn't really an athlete. But man, I don't really want to run outside.
Yeah.
It's raining. I started running and I got that runner's high.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, this is great. I love this.
Yeah.
And I was like, are you so happy? I was like, I don't know. It's fun running in the rain, I guess. Yeah. I think that was like one of my fastest miles times. I was like, man, this is great. I love it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We had a couple fitness trainers on the show before, and I kind of wanted to ask this question. 'Cause I don't think I asked the other trainers, but as you're getting older, and like that could be like 25 compared to you at 18 or 30, how often is it? I'm learning this myself. Like compared to like doing a workout running for cardio. Instead of like trying to do a workout like in a pool, like running and fitness stuff like that. I'm not sure how much experience you all have with that, but is it a fitness or physical difference of conditioning to where it might be better on your body and joints to do stuff in a pool working out, or opposed to just running on the street or on a treadmill?
So actually, I have a blog post coming out about this because back in 2021 for 75 Hard for my 45-minute outdoor workout, I wasn't able to run for the full 45 minutes, but I worked my way up to where I was able to run for the full 45 minutes. And I get to the end of 75 Hard, and I've done, majority of the days, I would say probably like 50 days or so, 55 days of running for 45 minutes. And I was like, man, I don't know how sustainable this thing is, like running. Like I did it because I wanted the challenge, but like I don't enjoy running. But then I got into rucking, which is probably the best form of cardio that you can do for yourself. It burns twice as many calories as walking does, and it's much easier on the body. And it's just simply a backpack with I have a 45-pound plate in my backpack, and just go for a walk with it. It's called rucking. And I found it to be a lot more beneficial for myself, and that's my cardio now. And it's something that's much more sustainable. Your plate doesn't have to be 45 pounds. You can do 20, 25. They say anywhere from like 10 to 20% of your body fat is how much weight you should have in the backpack. Or even like walking with a weighted vest. There's just a lot of other alternatives rather than like swimming or running or something like that is low impact on the body. I mean, swimming is low impact, but rucking is probably my favorite way of doing cardio.
Yeah,
honestly.
I would have never even thought about that.
Yeah. I don't run
And
very
as you
much
age,
anymore.
it seems as though, people get less active, as you age. But it's also important to stick with that protein and also to stay with resistance training or strength training.
Yeah.
That way you can keep that muscle tone, and the more you have of it, the healthier that you are.
Yeah, 100%.
Also, as you age, you want to make sure that you're focusing more on recovery.
Yeah.
Because you're sore, your joints hurt. So, sauna, cold plunge, stretching,
Sleep.
stay hydrated, sleep.
Yep.
Those things become more important as you age too.
Yeah.
I love the sauna personally. And we have
This man talks about the sauna
we have this conversation a
non-stop,
lot.
24/7.
Yeah, that's funny. But yeah, I'm always in the sauna. Usually in LA Fitness is a sauna in there. So
Yeah.
I was always in there, and then I do like a 45-minute workout, and I usually in the sauna about 30 minutes or 25 minutes or however long I feel like being in there. But it's not really trying to like have the idea of like I'm about to lose weight going to the sauna. It's more so just having the benefit of feeling warmer, my blood circulating in certain conditions, and if I can spark up a conversation with somebody in the sauna, then do so. If I don't, then I don't. But it's kind of like a more relaxation because you don't really get those extreme temperatures usually in like Georgia or Kentucky and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
but other people that don't see the same benefits. It's like, yo, you're crazy for going to sauna. What you thinking about doing?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to go anywhere where I just feel like I'm just sweating for no reason. And it makes sense, but it's like
Sweating for no reason.
Yeah, so it's benefits and perks to it. But can you speak on like what saunas, the benefits of like going to saunas versus like cold plunges and stuff? I've never really done a cold plunge, so I know
Oh,
that's
you're crazy. You gotta do a cold plunge.
I mean, I've done an ice bath, right? It's similar,
Yeah,
but, like,
Yeah, it's the same
never-
sort of. Yeah, that's been around forever.
I've never used like the full recovery of what that's like because
Yeah.
usually I just isolate certain areas or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm just doing a bath, but it seems like cold plunges have kind of taken off over the last 5 to
Yeah.
7 years.
Yeah.
So
Well, and they have similar benefits because they're
Got it.
both, opposite ends of the spectrum.
Right.
And it's putting your body out of its normal, comfortable state. So it's either extremely hot or extremely cold. Cold plunge is amazing for inflammation, just recovery in general, but circulation, your immune system.
It
also-
help boost your metabolism
It-
as well.
Metabolism also spikes your mood. So when you get out of there, you get that rush of endorphins when you get back out, and that is what is like it's addicting.
Yeah.
So you keep wanting to do it.
Okay.
So there's similar benefits to sauna as well.
For a cold plunge, right? Like how long is it? Like 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 10 minutes?
So
Like,
you
how-
only need, however you want to do it, but you only need 11 minutes total per week to get all the benefits of cold exposure.
Okay.
So however you want to split that up, if that's Monday through Friday, 3 minutes a day, I mean, you're going to be at like 12 minutes, but
2 minutes
you'll
or
be
whatever,
fine.
yeah.
Or 2
Split
and
it
some
out however
change,
you
whatever it may be.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
11 minutes is just the number that you're looking for.
It's good to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is great for muscle soreness.
Oh yeah. I remember I used to when I did a summer internship with the Raiders one year. The tight end Darren Waller, he would just go in. They had this huge cold tub and hot tub. He would just go in the cold tub, dive right in, almost like lay at the bottom of it for like 30 seconds, and
Yeah.
just rise back up, sit there, and he's like, "All right, I'm good to go."
Yeah.
We're like, "Dude, you're crazy."
Yeah. Yeah.
There are days when, like, if my ankle hurts or my wrist hurts, I just go in and I just stick that body part in there for a
yeah.
good 30 seconds to a minute, and good as new.
And I like what you said a lot too. Just like, especially as kids get older, focusing on recovery. Like I work at a high school now.
Okay.
And almost immediately they just walk off the court, no stretching, no recovery, no anything. I'm like, y'all better take care of your bodies because once you, even nowadays hitting 22, 23, that's when you start feeling a lot more if you don't start taking care of it.
That's right.
So that's what I tell my kids and everyone that I meet. Just stay flexible, work on flexibility because flexibility helps lead to a longer and happier life. 'Cause
For sure.
if your muscles are starting tight and they start pulling on some bones, pulling on everything else, you got back pain, you got this, and then
That's
you're
it.
wondering why the heck
Yeah,
am I
what
like this?
happened?
And all you gotta do is stretch.
Yeah. Yeah. I need to get better at stretching.
Yeah, I do too. I can preach it, but I don't practice.
Right. I need to get better at stretching. I already know that. 1,000%. We'll do it one day.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
We'll do it one day.
Going into obviously the layout and the building, the actual dynamics of how you want the gym.
Yeah.
Like once everything was set up to where you all obviously envisioned it and it's open, like how do you all find the initial people you want to have on the team that can actually represent you in a certain light, but it's still, and in a way, I'm sure in the beginning it should feel more of like a mirror. So how does that going into like as a business perspective
Yeah.
when it comes to like trying to find the right people to work with you as you want to build? So how's that?
Yeah, that was a big part.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So we have, right now we have, 4 guys on staff.
All great, by the way.
All
you.
phenomenal. And we get so many compliments about the staff that we have here in Gym Blue. We even get questions on like how can my staff, from other business owners, how can my staff be more like Gym Blue staff? Or like how can,
How do you find good people?
how do you find good people?
Very good question.
Why is your staff so much better than my staff? So it's been pretty nuts. But so in order to get brought on here to Gym Blue, a prereq that you have to do, you have to complete 75 hard. Because honestly, that's going to teach us and show us everything that we need to know about you.
That takes 75% of the interview process out.
Yeah.
We already
Yeah.
know.
Yeah,
We already know what your
1000%.
work ethic is like. Are you disciplined? Are you going to show up here on time? How hard do you work? All those questions are already answered for us.
Yeah.
So like if I was applying to work here and I've already done 75 hard, does that count for that part of the interview process?
Yeah, it would
or
count
do-
as far as that interview process because honestly, like anyone that completes the program, you can have a conversation with them and you know whether they did the program
You
or
can
not.
tell if they did it to the,
You
to
know,
the right standard
like
or not.
you'll know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And but yeah, that's how we plan on growing and scaling this thing. Honestly, all of our staff were members here in Gym Blue, so we're gonna grow from the inside out is what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
So as we continue to grow as a gym, as a company, we're going to be pulling from people within our membership base that have either done 75 hard or maybe they even hop on the program just to get hired on here at Gym Blue. But that takes a lot of normal, when I was in corporate America, you asked all the corporate questions.
Yeah.
I said, tell me about, come on.
Yeah,
you're
questions.
bullshitting me right now. So it's different when you put a physical and mental, more importantly, a mental aspect into the interview.
I think it's almost like the opposite of like a typical business where you're looking from somebody on the outside that's qualified, that you're asking all those questions, whereas we've taken a different approach coming from our customer base. So we've taken customers that have already supported us, we've already built a relationship with, and we know their interests, we know where they want to go, and we've shifted that and taken them on as staff, and we can grow together.
And they still have those qualities too that we look for on the business side of things to help grow and scale Gym Blue as well. So it's going good. It's going good.
No,
it's going
I
good.
like that process. I would have never even thought about that.
That's interesting.
Because like what you said, like all through all my interviews is just, give me strength and weaknesses.
Yeah,
and
give
all
me
that
strengths and weaknesses.
BS,
Yeah,
and
come
it's just
on,
like I can finesse my way around it, and you
Right.
never know, or you probably
Absolutely.
do know.
Yeah.
And at the end of the
Right.
day, you're either gonna hire me or you're not.
Right.
Whereas
right.
like this, like what you said is like, you can tell if someone's on 75 hard or not.
You can tell. Yeah, you can just tell by the conversation that you
Yep.
have with somebody.
Yeah.
Like if they get it, and that's what we want for all of Gym Blue is obviously we want every single. We know that not every single person is going to do 75 hard, but if we can get them to that point, if we can.
Just plant that
Plant
the
that seed, because this is just a matter of time before it sprouts. We've had numerous people that are on 75 hard right now. They walk in here day one, don't even talk to me about it. I'm never going to do it.
I could
I'm
never
not
do
doing
it.
that.
And then months later, they're like, okay, what do I have to do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's why, because we had our other co-host TK when we were working out, and he saw the wall right over there. He was like, "What is this?" I was like, "Bro, it's tough, but it'll get you right." And he saw the pictures. He's like, "Man, those people look great." I was like, "It doesn't come easy though." I was like, "You gotta be dedicated and put in that work."
Yeah.
Right. And that's half the battle. That's just the physical picture.
Yep,
You don't
exactly.
get the picture of what happened mentally.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Those are the pictures I wish we had.
Oh yeah.
Those are truly the transformation pictures I wish that we had. Is what.
I mean, we can
went
throw
on
some
out
words
there.
up there with the picture. What did you gain?
Oh yeah, we could do
What
that.
did you
Yeah.
gain mentally, emotionally, spiritually? What did you gain from this?
Okay.
With the picture?
All right.
All right, new
Good
idea.
idea.
Yeah.
Just
Right
gotta
here
talk
and
about
there
it.
we
Yeah.
go. Yeah. No, that's what I try to do just with my physical fitness and mental health. It's just journaling, trying to figure out what I've learned, and looking back at like months back and be like, man, I was really like this, and this is the way that I thought. But now, like working on these steps to make myself more positive and more happier, I'm like, man, I wish I would have thought about that a long time ago. And just seeing that change go over, whether it's days, weeks, months, whatever it is,
Dude,
it's just,
the way
it's
that
just
you,
great.
the way you communicate with yourself, the way that you speak to yourself and about yourself,
Yeah.
It's huge.
Oh,
so
yeah.
powerful.
Yeah.
So powerful. You can talk some terrible things into your life, and you put that
Yeah.
out into the universe for God to hear. Like,
Yeah.
He's gonna, whether it's good or bad, like He's gonna give that to you.
Yeah.
Because you're asking for it. So you want to make sure whenever you're communicating with anyone, but most importantly yourself, is nothing but positive.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's absolutely nothing but positive.
Yeah, that's why I tell our group, I'm like, words are powerful. I
Yeah.
was like, whatever you say, like what you said,
Yeah.
if you say, hey, I'm never going to be successful,
Yeah. Or you're not going to be successful.
you're not going to be
There you
successful.
go.
You're speaking
There
it
you go.
into existence. That's
100%.
why I tell them, I'm like, don't say hope or maybe, or I'm like, either say you do or you don't. And
I've just had too many experiences over the years where I have actually spoke things into existence, and they've
Vision
come
boards,
to life.
writing things
Yeah.
down.
Like,
Yep, it's huge.
both good and bad.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, this is actually real. Like
Yeah.
what we're hearing on all these podcasts and all these talking heads out there on social media, like there's something to this, speaking positively about yourself, speaking things into existence,
Yeah.
into existence, and vision
Yeah.
boards, all that sort of good stuff.
Yeah,
So,
it's huge.
Yeah, it's real. It's very,
yeah.
very real.
And I guess kind of diving into that is just like, how often do you guys get like new beginners who walk into the gym and are like, hey, like I've never really worked out a lot, like I don't really know what I'm doing. Like, do you guys have that experience a lot?
I think that's really like our honey hole.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really our honey hole. That's like who we want the most of. Because Gym Blue isn't like we're not a beginner's gym, but we can take a beginner and progress them into a Gym Blue, into a 24/7 model, into, whether that's through, them going through PT route and then working through PT, figuring out like how to do all these different movements and then going on by themselves. Or even, the nutrition coaching that we do in here, because nutrition is everything when it comes to your health and wellness.
Yeah.
So if they don't know anything at all, we're able to, really shape and mold them, into the person that they tell us that they want to be, physically and mentally. So, I mean, we have kind of all over the board here inside of Gym Blue, but, when we get that, this is my first gym I ever stepped into, this is what I'm looking to do, perfect. We'd love to help you out. Because we know what it's like, and the staff know what it's like to walk into a gym and not know anything.
Yeah.
And this atmosphere can be intimidating.
Yeah.
We built a cool gym, but to some people it is intimidating,
Yeah.
but we built a cool gym for everybody. We didn't just build a cool gym for people that have already been,
Working
knowing
out
their
for-
way around the gym
Yeah.
forever. We
Yeah.
wanted it, so if you're a beginner and you're just coming in, you're like, wow, this is intimidating. Well, let me help you and let me show you some steps, because we want you to have a cool gym no matter what your level is.
And I also too, like I can confidently say the community that we have inside of Gym Blue,
Top notch.
You're gonna get a friend for life.
Yeah.
Out of this place. If you're willing to interact with other people and just have a conversation with somebody, you're gonna get a friend for life inside of these four walls. I'm just very confident in that because of the type of people that we have in here. Like, it's not like you walk into, maybe another gym and like everyone is kind of like clicked up or, all headphones on and they're just kind of doing their own thing. Like this community, I think that we're building up is just the most supportive community that's going to push you outside of your comfort zone, and we're all going to grow together.
Yeah, there have been times where we're either in here or we just happen to we actually do have cameras, but we look at the cameras to see, just what's going on. And there have been times when like we can either hear or, like I said, watch the cameras and see somebody doing something that is physically challenging, and there are other people around the gym that are motivating or clapping with them and helping
that's
them.
so cool.
And that is, it's a really crazy feeling to hear that. People that don't know each other.
Get that at other gyms.
Right.
Other people are like,
Yeah.
Right.
Right. I don't know him. He's good. Yeah.
No, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I guess what really drew me also outside of before knowing like the atmosphere was the fact that it's 24/7.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's huge.
A lot of gyms aren't 24/7. So
Yeah.
the fact that you all figured that side of things out is kind of, for me, because I like sometimes waking up really early, like 3 o'clock in the morning, and want to work out. But if the gym doesn't open up to 8 or something like that, you kind of gotta wait those hours.
Yeah.
Or if I need to go to the gym at 12 p.m. or a.m. rather, then the fact that you have the flexibility is kind of like one of those things that kind of you have no excuse at that point.
That was one of the biggest things that was important to us was 24/7. Everybody has a different schedule. And if you truly want to help people, why would you hinder them by only letting them come in from 6 a.m. to midnight or whatever it is,
Yeah.
I'm going to open it up and they can come whenever they like, whether they get off at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. and want to come work out, or they wake up early. Yeah.
That's an amazing part.
Yeah, I think that's the crazy part about Lexington too. Is like there's really not that many 24/7 gyms in Lexington because like Proof closes at like 9 or 10.
I mean, really across the country, bro.
Yeah.
Honestly, now, especially like I feel like after COVID, they kind of shut stuff down. Like even now, most Planet Fitnesses are 24/5, and they're not open 24/7 on the weekends.
They're trying to cut costs where they can, and we just want to help people. So,
where is like the next phase of Gym Blue look like for you all? You don't have to disclose a lot of things, but like what is the ideas of like, okay, this is working here, we want to still continue to grow and figure out how to get it better, but if we do plan on restructuring things or going to another location or something like that, like what does that phase look like to you all?
Yeah, so I mean, we're quickly outgrowing the space that we're in right now, and our entire goal getting into the fitness space was to take over the fitness space here in Lexington, and so that's what we're going to do.
We've said that from day one.
Yeah, we need bigger facilities to do that, and like what we have done here, like I love this gym. This is great. Like this is, it's our dream. But Gym Blue number 2 is going to dwarf on what's going on in this spot right here, and that's what we're really
bigger
really
space to
excited
help
about.
more people.
Yeah,
Because even just like talking now, I'm looking around, I'm like, wow, this place kind of got.
I know.
packed
Well, we
quick.
said we kind of die a little bit on Saturdays, and look at it.
Yeah, I know. We were just talking about that earlier. You're like, yeah, it kind of died down.
Right.
Now, 5 people walk through the door.
Yeah.
Another 10 minutes, another 5 people walk through the door.
Yeah.
But no, that's great.
Yeah.
So would you guys? And this is just spitballing here. Would you guys rather have like 2 very similar locations like this, or would you rather upgrade and get like a way bigger, just one Gym Blue?
So it can kind of go either way, but I do know the next one's just going to be bigger.
Yeah.
It's going to be basically this Gym Blue right here, just a much bigger space.
Yeah.
And then we'll see how that goes because
It's also finding the right spot too. 'Cause
finding
like
the
I
right
said,
spot, too.
this spot felt right when I walked in it,
Yeah.
so it's going to be finding the right spot.
yeah.
Do you feel like it's hard finding spots in Lexington like this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Very, very difficult. But again, I think that God set us on this path. He set us on this journey for a reason.
Yeah.
And we know that He's going to make a way for us. We know He's going to be opening up doors for us. And so we just got to put, full faith into that. Really have us let go and let God just do this thing.
We've been doing that the whole time.
We've been
so
doing it the
why
whole time, so why even
Yeah.
change anything now?
Yeah.
So I know that I know it'll work out.
Yeah.
And it's going to be really, really, really cool.
No. Yeah, we're excited for it.
Yeah, that's really
really
good.
cool.
We definitely appreciate, obviously just the insight on what this looks like, the groundwork you all put out, and want to continue to obviously churn and get better. So, we're excited to be a part of that. I'm trying to get my guys a part of this gym as well. So they're
Well,
going
we
to
appreciate you, Michael. And if y'all want to come, that's perfectly fine. Everyone else, but
Yeah,
Michael,
come on.
you walking in here the first day, and doing the tour, and you come in here and made some friendships, and got a part of group class, all that sort of good stuff. And it's just thank you for coming in here and believing in not even us, but just believing in Gym Blue.
Right.
Believing
Yeah.
in yourself, dude, honestly, too.
Yeah.
And it's just a matter of time before we get you to do 75 hard as well. So.
I do. Yeah,
75 party, he's got to go hunting.
Yeah.
That's a little different, but I definitely get hunted as well. I think what's fascinating for me is the journey I'm on, and just point in my life now is I walked in here and it's literally like a physical representation of who I am right now.
Yeah.
So it wasn't easy. It wasn't hard for me to make the choice. This is definitely a gym.
Yeah.
I was searching for me.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's just who, and
Yeah.
I found the right people for that. And
Yeah.
you all set up to where I can find myself here in that way. And I appreciate the groundwork again for that. Now the people that's doing the classes, or they got Paul at the front desk, whoever there, it's
Yeah.
always been welcoming, always been educational. It's
Yeah.
always been
Yeah.
representation of you all. So
Yeah.
whenever you're not here, there's literally you on steroids. So it's
Yeah.
it's really
Yeah.
cool to be
Yeah.
able to have that experience. And I'm just, like you say, welcome to 75 hard. Whenever I want to do that, probably within the next week or so, because why not? But
Yeah.
whenever we can get the hunting, I'm
Get you the tree stand.
Yeah, good job there.
But moving to the last section of the show is more so we want to wrap it up with the word of the week again, which is faith. So how has faith been important and implemented for you all to after getting married, to now set a vision, to now go through challenges, to now maybe have to lose friends, maybe have to not talk to family so much, and then having to dead set on this, and then on the flip side of that, now seeing why the faith was where it needed to be. So can you tell us a little bit what
Go
that
ahead,
means
Reverend
for you
Beatty.
Faith is absolutely everything.
Yeah.
It truly is, and without that faith, we wouldn't be where we're at right now.
We would not be sitting here.
We wouldn't be sitting here. We wouldn't be having this conversation if it wasn't for faith. If it wasn't for taking that leap, if it wasn't for, I don't know, it's just when you truly sit down and think of everything that He's done for you, dude.
Yeah.
You can't do anything without him.
Yeah.
You can. You really can. It's been truly a blessing.
That's
truly a process.
That's so fascinating, right? That you said that because there's times like we're doing the show and I'm like, watching podcasts is fascinating.
Yeah.
Like whenever it started bubbling up, it's been around for a while, but like I guess after COVID and stuff, it started really escalating. And you start watching all these different shows and nuances of people doing this specific things, and you're like, oh, well, this is pretty cool. And then you ever get the idea of like, let's start one. I'm like, okay, it can't be that hard. And then you start doing it, I'm like, it's just like, should I do this? Like, it's like, not that the idea isn't good, not that the foundation's not good, it's just the ancillary things that you just didn't know about having an actual show.
Yeah.
Is that worth continuing going through it? And then, you know, we have times where, you know, Langston would text me and be like, yo, I ain't gonna lie, like, somebody off the street told me, like, they ready for this or they ready for the next show and they've been tuned in, and we track things, but we don't, I like to focus on the things the invisible stuff.
Yeah.
Which is more so the people that's getting inspired off air that's not really talking about us, or they come up to us in the street like, yo, what is that? And we have the idea of just telling them what's going on. They're like, oh, I want to be a part of that, or how can I do this? And then having a platform where now we can meet people like you all and have this show and talk about things that people are really going through all the time. So for that, like, that faith is really strong because now it's like, oh, this is why you shouldn't give up.
Yeah.
You know, this is God telling you, it might seem a little crazy right now, but the journey of where it needs to go is important. I think you need to stick through it. So.
Yeah, you said something right there. So God, He's going to send you, He'll send you different conversations along the way to let you know that you're on the right path. Yeah. I mean, He's had us in tears on this gym floor before, you know, about people coming in here and just being like, you know, God wanted me to let you guys know that everything's going to be okay. Because it's like business owners, like, of course, like, it's a lot. You know, running podcasts is a lot. You know, there's a lot that goes into it, and you don't know for sure if podcasting is going to work out or if the gym is going to work out. Like we don't know. We truly don't know. But we're just walking in faith.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Each time you guys show up for a podcast, you're just walking in faith. Each time we show up here to the gym, you're just walking in faith that, you know, God's going to bring it all together and everything's going to work out. So that's it.
No, I was in a very similar situation. I know I keep bringing this up, but like, I thought I was at my dream job. I thought I would never leave it. And things happened, and I was like, I don't know what to do. Like, panic attacks, and God was like, yo, just like leave. And I was like, oh, well, I got to do this. And he's like, no, just leave. Yeah, I kid you not, I put in my 2 weeks notice. Very next day, someone hit me up. They're like, hey, we have this great job opportunity for you.
Wow.
Like, I think it'd be great. And that's the job I'm at now. And I'm like, I've never been happier. Like, I just have so much of a lifestyle. I'm like, I took that, like, the doctor that I talked to, who ended up giving me putting me in a position to get that job. He's like, you broke my number one rule. You quit your job before you found another job. And I was like, yeah, but I took a leap of faith, and that's where I'm at. So I think faith is just a powerful thing. It's just a lot of people are like, no, I can't do that. I'm like, you can. You just got to have faith and trust in God that He's going to put you on that right path. And it's not going to be easy.
Right. No, it ain't going to be easy.
You put all your strength and trust and faith into Him, He'll guide you to the right way. He's not going to steer you in the wrong direction.
He ain't going to give you the easy path either. He doesn't want you to take the easy path.
No.
If you're going to make a big impact, usually it's going to be a really tough road.
Yeah. And it's something I think one of you two said earlier, just you guys were comfortable. And it's just, you knew there was more that you guys wanted to accomplish. You could have easily been comfortable with going out, drinking every night, working your normal jobs. And now you're put in a position where you went and took that uncomfortable route. I know we always talk about this, just being comfortable with being uncomfortable in those situations, taking those leap of faith to where you guys are at now, and like hopefully, well, I won't say hopefully because I hate saying that, but taking that leap of faith to see where we go in the future, whether that's podcasts or his fashion takes off or anything else like that. Just taking that leap of faith and being comfortable with being uncomfortable, it's just a huge thing I love to tell people.
Oh, yeah. That's all it. That's it. Be comfortable being uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah.
Just get comfortable with that.
Yep.
No, every day.
There's growth there.
Yeah.
Oh,
a lot of growth there.
Well, kind of wrapping up. I know our guy back home, Dear Siege, he loves to just spitball some random off-the-wall questions. So we got some rapid-fire questions for you, for both of you guys.
All right.
So whatever comes to your guys' mind first, just let it fly.
Okay.
I promise it's nothing crazy.
All right. All right.
So the first one, what's your guys' favorite cheat meal?
Cheat meal?
Yeah.
Pizza.
Pizza?
Yeah.
What kind of pizza?
pepperoni pizza, actually
Good
from Domino's.
thick crust.
Domino's?
What's the Domino's handmade pan?
It's the Domino's handmade pan or Jet's Pizza
Or
in
Jet's
Lexington.
Oh,
Pizza,
yeah,
yeah.
I love
Lexington.
Jet's Pizza.
Yeah.
You guys
Yeah.
a fan of Goodfellas?
Nah.
Really? Wow, all right, we got to cut that part out.
Sorry, fellas.
Nah.
I would say, or I guess our next question would be, what's your go-to hype song for a workout? Like if there's one song you need to lift some heavy weight or even lightweight and you're like, man, I just need something to get me going. What's your
I don't know
go-to
if I can
song?
pick a song, but anything Young Dolph will get me through a workout.
Yeah?
Yeah. Dolph for sure.
I don't know. I guess I'm kind of old school, Lil Jon, East Side Boys.
There you go. There you go.
Throw it up or get crunk or be a like
You do? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That's a good
That's
one.
true.
Yeah,
Lil Jon,
that's a
East
good
Side
one.
Boys. Yeah.
We can definitely tell if Dale's working out because his phone hooks up to the speaker. You can tell if Dale's in here working out by what's on the
Yeah.
Yeah.
on
Nice.
the sound system.
Yeah. I'm old school.
You got any rapid fire questions for them? Or else I can keep spitballing.
I mean, I was thinking about a song, but I don't have one myself.
You don't have a song?
Nah, because I can go without music and work out.
Okay.
It really doesn't matter. Like, as long as I'm going in and doing my job that I came in and do it.
Yeah, you're crazy.
And a lot of people tell me that, but I don't see the difference.
Maybe you're just clear-minded and
Yeah,
focused,
no.
and it is what it is.
I think I think a lot too, so it's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it doesn't matter if I'm listening to something or not.
Yeah.
But if I do listen to music, I like to listen to R&B a lot when I'm working out.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
I don't know why, but that
Random.
works.
I'll do some worship music too from time to time.
Yeah.
Just to mix it up a little bit and get, because music again, like it's if you actually like listen to the words, it's not the best to listen
Right.
to.
That's true.
I'm more so in it for like the beat, and at least with like Lil Jon, East Side Boys, you really can't understand what they're saying. So I think that makes it a little bit better for myself.
Okay,
but,
good point.
Yeah.
But I like to throw in some worship music though too.
That's what we kind of talked about. We had an artist with a Christian background. Shout out to Nehemiah. He was on our podcast. And that's what I kind of told them. I was like, if you guys actually take the time to change what kind of music you guys listen to,
Yeah.
like going from secular music to more like worship Christian music or whatever it may be, like you'll understand like a lot of that stuff is junk. Like
Yeah.
now that I switched the kind of music that I listen to
Yeah.
and change it up, whether it's worship, Christian, whatever it may be, whatever more positive,
Yeah.
you're like, man, I just feel a lot better.
Oh, yeah.
Like more mindful, physical,
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I guess one of the last couple of questions I have for both of you is just who inspires you guys the most?
I'd say her.
I inspire you?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like she's shocked by that answer.
I am.
She inspires me. Going into business with your spouse is not easy at all. First couple of months we were open, like we were at each other's neck every single day. Because it's not easy, being in business with your spouse. But she has drawn out of me the qualities that I needed to have in order for us to be successful as a company, as a business. And she holds me accountable to those. And she's risen my own standard that I had for myself. And that's what I'm most appreciative for, is her pushing me and challenging me to raise my own standard, for me to keep pushing myself to be uncomfortable. So she's my inspiration, because this wouldn't be possible if it wasn't,
Yeah.
for her. So, yeah.
That's very sweet.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a tough question for me. I don't know if I can name anybody, but I think the future version of me motivates me.
That's huge. That's real.
Where I'm trying to get to and what I want to do, who I want to be in the future. Pushes me day by day.
It's a great answer.
Yeah.
I like that answer a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, Dale, Ashley, we appreciate you all's time, your efforts.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Building and to have this opportunity to sit down and talk to you all.
Absolutely.
It's been a great show. For the audience out there, where can they follow you and continue to watch you all's story? Could you shout out your socials for us?
Yeah.
And most importantly, where can we get those sweet hats too?
We got to do another drop because
Yeah. These sold
these
out
sold
like
out pretty
in
quick.
Yeah, I bet.
It was like a week they sold out.
Yeah.
Actually, probably less than a week.
Yeah, we think we might do these again.
Yeah, yeah. I think we may do these again.
Maybe a different color. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
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 But yeah, personally, you can follow me on Instagram, Mrs. Ashley Beatty. He's Mr. Dale Beatty on Instagram.
That's your all's camera to just
Okay.
show the audience.
Go ahead.
At Mr. Dale Beatty on IG.
Yeah. You can also follow the gym on
At
Instagram,
Jim
Jim
Blue
Blue Lex, or our website, jimblue.com.
Yeah.
You want me to go?
Yes, sir. That's your camera right
First and foremost, I'm going to shout out my guys, Dear TKD2 and Dear Siege, who couldn't be there. Make sure you guys go follow them on all social media platforms. TKD2 Gaming and Dear Siege, all social media platforms for me. You can go follow me at LeBrankston on the YouTube, the Twitter, the Instagram, everything like that. Follow the gaming page at LeBrankston.gaming. And man, again, thank you guys for having us here. It's been great. Like, I love
this
this
was
place.
awesome.
This has been a great environment. One of my favorite podcasts, honestly.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
Yeah,
Cool.
this has
Thank
been
you.
fun.
Nice.
But Michael, go ahead and wrap us up, man.
And you can follow us at Dear Radio Show on all social platforms. Make sure you tap into, obviously, all our guests. They're also on that page. So we appreciate you all again for tuning in, supporting us. Continue to like, comment, subscribe our YouTube channels as well as we continue to grow in there and start to put out a lot more content. So this is our first in-person show. So again, we appreciate you all for
Absolutely.
having this opportunity with you all, and
Yeah.
there are many more to come. So please continue to support. Let us know in the comments if you want to see anything different moving forward. And again, we hope to see you all same time next week. It's Dear Radio. It's been a good one. We're out.
Yep. Shout out Jim Blue.
Let's go.